All right, welcome to Inside the Huddle, brought to you by Romo Athletics and powered by the Rolla Athletic Booster Club. I'm your host, Tom Brown, and joined today by wrestling coach, Coach Marty Halleck.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. I mean, again, we just talked about getting back from a long trip and coming over, and it is just full tilt going after some action here with the kids.
Sure. No, it's been exciting. So we came back from Australia working with their Olympic team and their development. They host the Olympics in 2032 in Brisbane. So kind of working with their development with the UWW, with the DNSS, just developing their program and what it looks like and trying to get more Olympic athletes.
That's awesome. Again, and he's not just our wrestling coach here. He is a national award winner, national coach of the year, development coach, like I think with the Greco type stuff. So
I was USA Development Coach of the Year, Greco-Roman Development Coach of the Year, but that's because of the kids and the sport here and learning from them. So it's all them.
That's great. Again, be able to bring that in for the kids. I mean, just such a huge benefit for the program, the community. So last night you had a big mega dual meet. I don't know what you call that.
Yeah. So it was a mega dual. So it was the first time that we combined our junior high program. Our junior high program, Coach Hewlett and Coach Braylow are just doing phenomenal things there. We've got a ton of kids out right now. Our program, from kindergarten through, we got about 400 athletes. So it's by far the most that we've ever had in program history. It's super exciting. So we brought those junior high athletes in. They had a tri-meet with Thomas Jefferson and St. James. They won both those duels, and then we had a conference rival with Camdenton, and we ended up sweeping the table with them. They always bring a good, solid lineup in, and our women won and our men both did. So our women won 60-24, and our men won 47-25 last night. Great conference duel. It was exciting. The crowd was there. Appreciate all the support from the fans and our local wrestling fans and community and just athletic. The Booster Club, everybody. I mean, it's phenomenal, but that place was rocking last night.
Yeah, it looked like it. And seeing the videos, everything, and seeing the pictures on it, was great to see. Again, big turnout, and connecting that junior high to the high school. Now, we haven't had a junior high program for that long, have we?
No. It's only been a couple of years in the program. Coach Jameson helped us start that, and then Coach Hewlett took over that last year with Coach Braylow. And Coach Braylow also works with our youth, with Coach Fox and those guys down below. So it's a great feeder system, and the kids see everybody all the way through. And last night, that was the first time we had done that. We got our youth night coming up against Willard on the 11th. And so we're going to bring the youth in. We're going to get a big family picture of everybody, the whole youth program, the junior high and the high school. It was huge last night having both programs there. And I think we had 127 matches wrestled last night. We got them in about two and a half hours, which is flying.
I was going to say, that's moving pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been up in the evening, catch you in the evening, work with the youth program and everything. We'll be up there shooting baskets, and we'll see you come out. I'm like, man, that's just a lot of hours, a lot of time putting in, because we're up here late.
Sure.
And you are too. So, but that's how you do it. You build that program all the way through. You start with the young kids, put them through the program.
And that's our program, and that's our goals, right? Like our goals are reps. We know wins are going to come. We know that hopefully we don't have any losses, but that's part of our sport. Unfortunately, that's why we do it, right? If we win all the time, probably wouldn't do it. But, so our goal is reps, and that stands for relationships, education, passion, and servant leadership. It's that relationship piece. So at 6 a.m, you're going to see our kids in here, working out, doing their extra stuff at the high school level. We got a beta group. They do a little bit more. They choose to do that. And then of an evening, we're working with the youth every night, till 8 o'clock. We got 4 different groups. We've got a couple hundred in the youth right now. And so depending on their levels, it's all about that. But we're building that relationship. Our coaches last night, our high school kids, we're building relationships with the junior high kids, and that's a huge, important piece to us, just to see that carryover, because like our freshmen and sophomores are going to have those kids coming up. Our juniors are going to have those kids coming up. They're teammates, so we need to make sure that we see that. The other thing with reps is we do 1 million repetitions in the room. They do that before school. They do that during school. They do that of an evening, but also they're representatives of us as they graduate. And right now we got, kids that are doing great things in the military. We got great, welders, concrete layers, construction workers doing phenomenal things, out in society. But we've also got collegiate athletes. And this weekend, tonight actually is a big deal for our program. We got Nate Williams going to get the start for Mizzou against Wyoming, home duel. The crowd's going to be great. It's a great thing. They're ranked 3rd in the nation right now, and we've got a starter in that lineup.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He just got done winning his first big tournament with the Cougar class this last weekend. So he's doing great things and representing us well, right?
Well, Nate played T-ball for me. I called him the Bull back then because he had a mohawk and he had a cut-off tank top he would wear, and he'd be all bulled up and everything. So we called him the Bull. I don't think he said a word to me the whole time that he was playing T-ball. But yeah,
That is awesome.
Yeah, he had one loss in his whole high school career, right?
Yeah, he was.
And that was in the
141.
championship. Yeah.
That was a state championship his freshman year. Somebody that we beat 3 times that year.
Yeah.
And so, and he's got the quote. We do a lot of leadership courses in our program. And so, in order to be a captain on our team, you got to take some leadership course, and you got to apply the leadership course and those things. And he took that, and his final quote that'll stay with me, and it stayed with several coaches across the country and actually across the world, because I use it in a lot of clinics and presentations I do, is, he said that one loss is the reason why he had no more, because he felt it. He said, I felt that my freshman year. I never wanted that feeling again, and I needed to make sure I was doing what I could that never happened again.
Wow.
And that's phenomenal for an 18-year-old man to come up with that quote. And like I said, it's used worldwide now.
That is great. I love that. Absolutely love it. So real quick, let's take a look at just this year's squad again.
Sure.
I know it's a big squad.
Yep.
We can kind of work these out again,
Sure.
but
Sure.
who's the anchors? Who are the people ones you have come back to you and say, hey, these are our anchors for our program?
Sure. We had on the women's side, we'll start with the ladies. We've got several state qualifiers back. Our 4 captains this year, they've done a phenomenal job leading the team. We've got Angie Richardson. She had an injury last year, and she got injured again this year right off the bat, unfortunately. But she does a great job leading, and she'll be back soon. Serenity Tilford, she was state qualifier last year. She's definitely leading the team right now. As a leader on the mat and off the mat. We got Ella Christopher and Biddy Wiley. So those are the 4 captains this year. State qualifiers, they're doing a great job, on and off the mat. They took the leadership course, those things. Little things. In the morning, Biddy, when she first came in, I told her she was going to climb the rope. She looked at me and said, you're crazy. There ain't no way I'm climbing this rope. I can't do a pull-up. I can't hang. And then it's that we do a lot of sports psychology as well. Kyle Myers, one of our assistants. Angie Smith is another one of our assistants. She's our Spanish teacher here at the high school. I ran a practice in Spanish the other day, and she was the translator. So everything ran through her because the kids don't know Spanish. And I hablo español muy poco, so very little. But it's important for me because the kids get to see a goal. They get to see me trying to reach my goal of teaching a practice in Spanish, and they get to see my struggles and my failures and those things along the way. But at the end of the day, I ran a practice in Spanish. But it all ran through her, so she does a leader. But anyways, that's and then Coach Myers, sports psychologist, and that's what he does as a profession. And so we utilize him and his strengths there. And so Biddy climbs this rope for the first time, the other day, and we kept working on it. And then all of a sudden she did it 3 times in a row right after that. Like it was just that, once you do it once, I've been there, I've done that, conquered it, not a big deal. But our team's loaded. We've got some superstars that are doing great things. Michaela Hatton's done a great job of stepping up at heavyweight. Everybody always looks at the heavyweight. They're kind of the end of that final punch, and she's done a great job because that comes with pressure. And we've talked a lot about pressure is only what you put on yourself, and we just expect reps. That's all we expect. The guys side, we've got, of course, Caden Kinder came back. He's the only medalist returning. We got Carson Mickham. He's down in the lighter weights. He's another state qualifier that's returning. Both those guys have done a great job leading off this year, at the start of the season. Sawyer Black's put in a lot of time this summer. He's really, really improved, and he's leading the team as well. We got Tristan Ace came in as a freshman. He's an incoming freshman that's made a huge jump start right off the bat with us. And so we've got several other guys. Our guys lineup, we're young and experienced right now, especially at the varsity level. And so we're getting a lot of kids that are getting some good taste. And right now we're winning. The girls are 4-0. The guys are 3-1 right now. So we're 7-1 as a program, and we're young. We're not graduating many. I just say we're not graduating many. I think we've got like 17 seniors. But as far as in the varsity lineup, as a consistent basis, we've got guys like Jack Roswich, that's just an athlete that just comes in. I want them to play multiple sports. I want them to be multi-sport athletes. Wrestling's what we do. It's not who we are. Yeah. So, I want them playing baseball. I want them playing football. I want all those things. So.
That's great. Yeah. Any other surprises coming up on any of the new kids that come? Like I said, you said it's a young program, a lot of new people. You already mentioned a couple. Anyone else out there that's?
Sure. I can go on this all day. I can talk about this team. They work hard, and we've got some great numbers. We've got some kids that were in the youth club, and they kind of got away for a little while, and now they're coming back in. And then we've got kids like, Delaney Miller's one that steps out that at any point in time, she's going to take off, and she's doing great things right now. She just hasn't had a lot of matches because there's been opens. Other teams, we run into that a lot of times. We work extremely hard and we get ready for a match, and then we show up and somebody doesn't make weight or they get skin checked, and they don't pass skin checks. We're the only sport that has to worry about diet and nutrition and those things over Thanksgiving and Christmas, right? And then we also got to worry about our hair and our nails and those things. And a lot of people don't know that. And so that's an educational piece that we got to educate people on, that we do not cut weight. Like, that is not something that our program wants to do. I do encourage the kids to manage their weight. And when I say manage it, I want them drinking a lot of water, put out the sodas and the extra sugars, but know where they can compete the best and where they want to compete. And we have that conversation. Where do we think we can compete the best? Just because you lose a lot of weight doesn't mean that you're going to be better down there. Usually a lot of times you dehydrate yourself to get down there and you lose muscle and you lose your strength, right? You got to have that water intake. So, we help them manage that and just come up with a plan and stay safe. And that's the bottom line. You can't have high performance without safety.
Exactly. So. Yeah, I remember poor Jack Morozowitz being over at the house and then, kind of selectively eating, and I made a heck of a breakfast.
Sure.
And I watched him selectively eat to manage it. And I'm like, oh, fuck, poor guy.
Sure. And that's, our sport, we always say, like it's hard, and that's what we want. We want them to be disciplined. And that's just part of that discipline, right? Is I'm trying to turn off my sound here. There we go. And that's just part of that discipline, right? Is you got to maintain weight. We're the only sport that really has to do that. You got to take care of your skin. You got to be disciplined and everything. And that's the same thing. We only have one rule on our team. Our rule, and a lot of people are like, I have one rule. I said, yeah, because I'm not going to put myself in a corner. Nobody puts, I'm not putting me in a corner.
No one's putting me in a corner.
Right.
That's right.
But our rule is be available. And if they're available, that means they're doing the right thing at school. That means that their grades they're going to be eligible. That means that all of the stuff, the co-curriculars, the participation fees, all those things are there. They're at weight because they're available. That means they're there in practice. They're available, right? So in every aspect that, that they're available. And that's it. We keep it pretty simple.
I love it. Yeah.
Like if you're available, then I've got all the boxes checked. That means, Cabby's not calling me or anything else. So.
Yeah, great lesson for the kids, for the program, but also a greater lesson for life.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what it is. You got to show up every day in life. And
exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
So again, I know big on the program. You already talked about the rep stuff. I love seeing all the hashtag reps on everything. And that's why I was like, I'm glad you jumped on that, because that's one of the things. It's like, I'd heard about it, but having you share that I think means a lot for everybody watching as well.
Awesome. Yeah.
Love to see that. And so again, I know big on the leadership, everything. Talk about that. Okay, so leadership book you're reading now. What do you got going on?
Yeah, so we do a lot of different books and a lot of things. We've got a Google Classroom that we do, and so they go through 6 characteristics. We run it with USA Wrestling, and so one of the first ones, I'll give you an idea, like a lesson plan. So like for safety, and we just go over safety. And they got several things. One of the assignments is like if we're in a class, you would pick me. I don't know it, and you would just kind of creep me out, and you just Google me and you find out as much stuff as you can about me and see how safe I really am. And you'd be amazed. Like we've done this project and kids come back and they can tell kids like what they ate the night before. They can tell them their phone number, their address, like everything, because of social media and because of everything else. And so how safe really are we, right? And so, just that important thing. And then, just the safety of, we take a safe sport course in the middle of that lesson. And so they learn, like, you can't be with a coach one-on-one. You can't just, how do you protect yourself and how does the coach protect themselves? And so some of the things that we do as coaches is not to be rude or offensive, but to keep it professional and to keep everything there and not even give the option of, hey, wait a minute, there's a question here. And we do that. I expect our coaches here are trained. They've all got at least a bronze certification. We've got 2 of them working on their silver. So the USA has coursework, copper, bronze, silver, and gold. There's less than 100 gold level coaches in the U.S. history. I am one of those. I was the 78th one. I think right now we're at like 86 total in the history of USA Wrestling. So to give you an idea, but we've got two coaches that are working on their silver, almost completed with their silver. I expect them to continue their education. Just like we all are. Sport evolves. We got to stay on top of it.
Exactly.
So,
all right, hey, Coach, thank you for joining tonight. Tell Nate good luck and everything when you see him tonight. Wish him on to give him our best from all the Rolla Bulldog Nation. Then you got the JV meet tomorrow night.
Monday. So we got tomorrow we've got. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, please.
So tomorrow we got it's our Tough as Nails weekend. And we call it Tough as Nails because 2 of the toughest coaches that we've ever had in Rolla history, it's named after them. They did a phenomenal job of setting this program up and designing it. And that's Coach Knoll, Coach Dennis Knoll, and Coach Dan Haskell. And we want to definitely keep their legacy there because that's what a legacy is what other people tell about them. So Coach Haskell, they've had a JV tournament ran for him since before I came. we added in the women's varsity Knoll Invitational. So we combine those two. That's what's running tomorrow. So we'll have 26 teams here on Saturday. Then on Monday, we've got a JV because we got to get these JV kids matches. When you get 100 plus kids, you got to get them matches, right? Let them test what we've been working on. So we got Sullivan Marshfield on Monday. And then Tuesday, we've got our youth night against Willard. And that'll be a varsity JV. And then the youth are going to be celebrated there as well on Tuesday. So it's a busy 4-day stretch here. And then we go to Indianapolis. We go to Jeffersonville, Indiana on the following Friday.
Wow.
So
yeah. It is getting going, man. I love it. Yeah, season just kicked off, but it's full steam ahead for you.
Sure.
Yeah. So, Coach, thank you for joining us.
Hey.
And for everyone out there, this is another episode of Inside the Huddle. Stay tuned for the next ones. We'll have some others with Coach Houck throughout the season and get updates on that.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for what you guys do.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, everyone.